Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to use your iDevice to create a video. Now the nice thing about using an iDevice for creating video is that your students are pretty well versed on how to use it, so you're really not going to have to do much in the way of teaching them how to use the device. But it's good for you to know as the teacher and to make sure that you are also comfortable and well versed in how to use an iDevice to create videos. So there are different apps you can use for video creation, but personally, I just like using the camera app on your iPhone. Now, depending on what kind of iPhone your students are using, they're going to have access to different video modes, such as cinematic. I am using an iPhone 11, so I only have the basic video to select from, which doesn't have all the fancy bells and whistles, but it does the trick. I can click on the words for the different types of modes. So in this case, I'm going to hit video, but you do also have the option of slow motion video or even a time lapse. The next thing that you need to decide is, do you want your students to film vertically, like so, or horizontally? These days, it really doesn't matter. It's totally up to your preference, but you might want to think about where you are planning to have your students display their videos, if at all, after the project is done. Is this something that is going to be shown in front of the school on a projector, in which case horizontally might be the way to go? Or is it something that is going to be posted on a website or social media type of situation, in which case vertically might be the way to go? When you are ready to shoot your video, you're going to set up your shot and hit the red record button. When you are done filming, hit that red record button again, and you are all done creating your little video. To get it onto your computer, you are simply going to either plug your phone in and import using the Photos app on your computer, or open up your photos, hit the share button in the corner, and airdrop it to your computer. Now, there are some things that you're going to want to tell your students in order to create the best videos possible. The first, make sure you're in a well-lit area. If you were in a space that is dark, notice the video gets really grainy and it's not so much fun to watch. Also, the sound on the iPhone, not necessarily the best. So make sure you're in a quiet spot, avoid loud crowds, and think about how far back the phone needs to be from your subject. This is perfect, right? You're getting an intimate conversation with me. Now, if I was to have the phone set up something like this, not only is it really awkward, but it's a little bit harder to hear me because I'm standing farther away from the phone. Another little fun fact is something called the millennial pause. This comes from when millennials were making videos using older type cameras, even if they were hard drive based. From the time that you pressed record to when the computer actually started recording, there was always a little space. So we were taught and trained to have a little bit of pause between when we hit that record button and when we start our action or dialogue or whatever it is that we're capturing. But these days, phones and other devices are super, super fast. So that pause is not necessary. So us millennials tend to have a little pause at the start and end of our videos, hence the term millennial pause. If you don't want to show your age, this is something that you can train yourself out of doing or simply edit it out later on.